Police chained a black boys to a signpost, didn't know he was under diplomatic immunity. The cold steel bit into Jamal Adebayo's wrist, the metallic clang echoing sickeningly loud in the quiet suburban street. He struggled, his breath coming in ragged gasps, but the heavy chain held him fast to the dented signpost. Two officers, their faces grim under the flashing blue and red lights, stood over him, their shadows long and menacing. "Resisting arrest, huh, boy?" Officer Miller sneered, his voice thick with contempt. "Thought you could just run through here like you own the place." Jamal's heart hammered against his ribs, a frantic drumbeat of fear and indignation. "I didn't do anything. I was just walking. You grabbed me for no reason." His eyes darted around, searching for a witness, a car, anything. But the street was deserted, save for the police cruiser and the looming darkness of the night. His backpack, containing the encrypted drive, lay haphazardly on the pavement, its contents a ticking time bomb. Just hours earlier, Jamal had landed in Washington, D.C., his mind buzzing with the weight of his mission. He was not just a 17-year-old on a summer trip, he was the son of Ambassador Adebayo, a Nigerian diplomat, and he carried the hopes of his village on his young shoulders. The drive in his bag held irrefutable evidence of Senator Robert Thorne's corporate corruption, a web of illicit land deals, environmental devastation, and bribery that had stripped his ancestral community of their livelihoods back home, all under the guise of Viridian Solutions. His father had tried for months to fight Thorne through official channels, but the senator's influence was too vast, his connections too deep. This drive, meant for a trusted international journalist, was their last hope. "Walking?" Officer Davies, the younger, more aggressive one, kicked Jamal's backpack closer. "Looks like you were casing houses, kid, and you fit the description." "What description?" Jamal retorted, his voice strained. "Tall, black, wearing a hoodie? That's half the city." He felt a surge of desperate anger. They didn't know who he was. They couldn't. His diplomatic passport was tucked deep inside a hidden pocket in his jacket, a last resort, meant only for the embassy. He needed to deliver the drive first, before anyone knew he was here. Suddenly, a sleek black sedan screeched to a halt a few yards away. The passenger door opened, and a figure emerged, his silhouette sharp against the streetlights. It was Mr. Davies, his father's longtime aide, a man Jamal had known since childhood, a man he trusted implicitly. A wave of relief washed over Jamal. "Mr. Davies, thank God, tell them who I am." But Mr. Davies didn't rush to his aid. Instead, he approached slowly, a strange, calculating look in his eyes. "Officer," he said, his voice smooth, "I believe this young man is involved in a sensitive matter. Perhaps it's best if he comes with me." Officer Miller exchanged a glance with Davies. "Sensitive, huh? Looks like a common thief to me. What's in the bag?" Mr. Davies's gaze flickered to the backpack. "Just personal effects, nothing of consequence. I assure you, this is a misunderstanding." He didn't meet Jamal's eyes. A cold dread began to seep into Jamal's bones, replacing his relief. This wasn't right. Mr. Davies was acting strangely. He wasn't defending him, wasn't demanding his release. "Let him go, Mr. Davies," Jamal pleaded, the chain rattling as he tugged. "They chained me to this post. I have diplomatic immunity," he blurted it out, desperation overriding caution. Both officers froze, then burst into laughter. "Diplomatic immunity? Listen to the kid, Miller. You think we're stupid?" Mr. Davies chuckled, a hollow, unsettling sound. "He's a bit excitable. Just a misunderstanding, as I said. I'll handle him." He subtly nudged the backpack with his foot, pushing it closer to the officers. "Perhaps a closer look at his personal effects is in order, officers, just to be sure." Jamal watched in horror as Officer Miller picked up the backpack, unzipped it, and pulled out the small black flash drive. His heart plummeted. Betrayal. It hit him like a physical blow. Mr. Davies, the man who had shared meals at their family table, who had played chess with his father, was working with Thorne. He had set Jamal up. Well, what do we have here?" Miller said, holding up the drive. "Looks important." Mr. Davies stepped forward, extending a hand. "I'll take that. It's part of the sensitive matter I mentioned." Just as Miller was about to hand it over, a blaring siren cut through the night, closer this time, followed by the screech of tires. A black SUV, larger and more official than the police cruiser, pulled up, its diplomatic plates unmistakable. The embassy. A stern-faced woman in a sharp suit, flanked by 2 security personnel, emerged. It was Ambassador Anya Sharma, a close colleague of Jamal's father. Her eyes, usually warm, were now icy as they swept over the scene, landing on Jamal chained to the post. "What in God's name is going on here?" Ambassador Sharma's voice, though calm, vibrated with authority. "That is Jamal Adebayo, son of Ambassador Adebayo of Nigeria. He is under full diplomatic immunity." The 2 police officers' faces drained of color. Their laughter died, replaced by a dawning horror. Officer Miller's hand, still clutching the flash drive, trembled. Officer Davies looked as if he might vomit. Mr. Davies, seeing his plan unravel, tried to melt into the shadows, but one of Ambassador Sharma's security detail moved to block him. "Immunity?" Miller stammered, his bravado gone. "But he was resisting. He was chained to a signpost." Ambassador Sharma's voice rose, a dangerous edge to it. "You have committed a grave international incident. Release him immediately." While the officers fumbled with the chain, Ambassador Sharma's gaze fell on Mr. Davies, who was now sweating profusely. "Mr. Davies," she said, her voice dangerously low, "what exactly are you doing here?" Jamal, finally free, rubbed his raw wrist, his eyes fixed on Mr. Davies. "He set me up, Ambassador. He told them about the drive." Mr. Davies's composure shattered. "It's not true. I was trying to help him." "Help him get arrested and have his evidence stolen?" Ambassador Sharma scoffed. She turned to Officer Miller, who still held the flash drive. "Hand that over, now." Miller, utterly terrified, practically thrust the drive into her hand. We didn't know, ma'am. He didn't say—" "He did say," Jamal interjected, his voice shaking with fury. "He told you he had diplomatic immunity and you laughed." Ambassador Sharma nodded, her expression grim. "This will be reported. You 2 are in serious trouble." She then turned her attention fully to Mr. Davies. "And you, Mr. Davies, your betrayal will not go unpunished." The next day was a whirlwind. The embassy launched a formal protest. Officer Miller and Officer Davies were suspended pending a full investigation, but Jamal's focus was singular: Senator Thorne. Ambassador Sharma, understanding the urgency and the depth of the corruption, arranged a discreet meeting with the journalist Jamal was meant to contact. The evidence on the drive was damning: shell corporations, offshore accounts, and audio recordings of Thorne discussing payoffs and the forced displacement of villagers. There was even a recording of Thorne speaking with Mr. Davies, detailing the plan to intercept Jamal and retrieve the drive. The climax arrived during Senator Thorne's highly publicized Humanitarian Leadership Award Gala. The grand ballroom glittered with the city's elite, Thorne basking in the spotlight, his smile wide and self-satisfied. Just as he approached the podium, ready to accept his award, a large screen behind him flickered to life. It wasn't the pre-approved montage of his charitable works. Instead, Jamal, standing beside Ambassador Sharma and the journalist, appeared live on the screen. The journalist began to speak, her voice clear and resonant, detailing the allegations, backed by the irrefutable evidence from Jamal's drive. Then Jamal himself spoke, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "Senator Thorne talks about humanitarian leadership, but his company, Viridian Solutions, has destroyed lives. They stole our land, poisoned our water, and silenced our people. I am Jamal Adebayo, and I am here to tell you the truth." As the journalist played snippets of the audio recordings, Thorne's face, once beaming, contorted into a mask of disbelief and then pure rage. The murmurs in the ballroom swelled into a cacophony of gasps and shocked whispers. Security rushed forward, but it was too late. The story was out. The images of the ravaged land, the desperate villagers, and Thorne's own voice admitting to his crimes were plastered across the screen. The police, now under strict orders to protect Jamal and the embassy's interests, arrived at the gala, not to arrest Jamal, but to apprehend Senator Thorne. The once celebrated senator was led away in handcuffs, his reputation shattered, his empire crumbling. Justice, though slow, had finally arrived. The corrupt officers faced charges. Mr. Davies was arrested and charged with conspiracy and treason, and the diplomatic incident forced the government to take a closer look at Thorne's dealings. Jamal's village, though scarred, now had hope. The land would be reclaimed, and the healing could begin. As Jamal watched Thorne being escorted out, the chains on his wrists felt like a distant memory, replaced by the quiet satisfaction of a mission accomplished, a family avenged, and a community given a voice. Disclaimer: this story is a fictional dramatization created for entertainment purposes only.